So I run the blockchain launch team at Onyx, which basically means I look after all of our blockchain and crypto work. I also run a platform that is focused explicitly on tokenization of assets. Onyx itself has actually been created really to enable us as a bank to create new platforms, new products, and new solutions that leverage blockchain technology. It's actually really a graduation, as it were, of our 5 or 6 years in the blockchain space that we have really been tackling a number of different areas as you've highlighted over the years. And Onyx is really us formalizing our work into a commercial entity and really taking forward the work that we have been doing, but now with more sort of purpose around actually creating solutions for ourselves and also for our clients. We think about it really in sort of 4 categories, and hopefully that will be helpful for people to start to actually bucket these different digital assets into. The first of which, of course, is your native crypto assets, right? So this is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc. Essentially cryptocurrencies that are not issued by a central authority. They're actually issued by the sort of protocol itself. They typically live on public blockchain ledgers and utilize some sort of incentive mechanism to ensure that the accounting of the ledger is not invalidated or not sort of corrupted by any malicious activity. But really, they are an asset unto themselves. Typically, a lot of the cryptocurrencies actually, initially started out as trying to tackle the payments landscape and provide a means for peer-to-peer payments. I think what we have seen over time is that the volatility of some of these cryptocurrencies has meant that they are not exactly ideal for payments. And many people are looking at them more as an investable asset class, as it were. So that's bucket 1, is your pure native cryptocurrencies. The second bucket is stablecoins. So stablecoins have actually been created specifically to solve for that volatility challenge that cryptocurrencies actually inherently have. And here, stablecoins are actually looking to solve for that payments use case. Can I use this to make payroll? Can I use this to settle a securities transaction? Can I actually buy goods and services with this digital currency, as it were? So stablecoins, I think, is a second bucket that's important to be aware of. The third one is digital securities, really. So this is representing traditional assets, whether that be stocks or bonds, even things like real estates or funds on blockchain. And the use case here is really around providing more liquidity, reducing friction in some markets, but also creating new products. We've definitely seen how tokenizing things like collateral can actually enable new products to be created. You referenced the intraday repo solution. That's really exactly what we looked to do there. Provide a better way to transfer securities on the one hand for cash on the other. So digital securities, I think, is a big bucket, and over time, what we're going to see is this moving, more towards the public blockchain space and be less bound by permissioned blockchains. And then the fourth category is really a catch-all category, which is tokens in general. And the reason why this is sort of a general bucket is because there are a wide variety of different types of tokens. Right, so we have tokens that enable some sort of utility, i.e. access to some protocol and being able to do something with that protocol. We have governance tokens, things that actually allow you to vote on the direction of travel that some DeFi application should take or how an organization should be set up. We also have security tokens. So here we're talking about representing a security natively on blockchain. And by that, I mean, it doesn't actually have a traditional record in some, CSD as we have today, but this is purely living on blockchain itself. And then finally, we have, again, within this sort of broad token bucket, things like NFTs, right? Here's a unique way of representing some item on blockchain or some asset on blockchain, again, in a unique form. And of course, over the past year or so, we've seen a huge boom in terms of the NFT industry. So I think this is an important one, and maybe over time will actually break out into its own sort of bucket because of the wide variety of assets that you can actually represent as NFTs. So those are the four buckets that we think of when we think of this digital asset landscape. I will say that I think CBDCs are probably something that you could eventually add as a second, an additional bucket too. The reason why we don't think about them in that way explicitly right now is because it's not really necessary to have a blockchain or a public ledger or even a permission ledger to support a CBDC. So, it may or may not be classified as a digital asset in that sense.